So what are you willing to give up for peace?
А руські повинні йти геть з України.
The Russians should leave Ukraine. This is the only compromise possible. We understand it's difficult, but we will not give up our country.
And who the fuck are you, Mr. Reporter guy? What are you willing to give up for peace? How about nothing, motherfucker? How about a united European front against Russia to tell them to stand the fuck down and go away? Like, that is, like, what? What's the point of alliance and support and this, that, and the other if you're not gonna fucking do it when it's literally crunch time? What are you gonna give up for peace? I don't know, motherfucker. What did you give up for peace? If you were being invaded by an enemy country, granted, you were being manipulated by America's CIA into creating a resurgence of a Nazi presence in your country. So you tell me the U.S. was meddling in your politics, allowing the Nazis to do Nazi things. Russia called that shit out and got fed up with it to the point where they invaded your country. So now America brought a Nazi problem, and the Nazi problem brought an enemy nation to the game. So now these things are happening through no fault of your own as a civilian. As a civilian, this isn't your problem at all. This is foreign meddling. So why the fuck should you give up anything? Now, let me ask you this. America, what are you willing to give up so that Trump stops invading your country, your state, your city, with ICE and with the military, the actual military? What are you willing to give up to make that stop? If the answer is, well, he's going after immigrants, okay. So when he's done with the immigrants, you think he's going to stop once he's done exercising those extraordinary powers and unprecedented actions? You think he's just going to stop at immigrants? Well, yeah. Because he said he was only going after criminals in the first place, right? Well, of course, yeah. Once he does the job, it'll be over. Great. So, all of the immigrants that are being targeted right now are illegal criminals, correct? Well, no. Oh. And the military is doing what? Well, they're not doing much of anything. And ICE agents, are they using warrants? Are they declaring themselves? Are they trying to maintain the peace? Are they trying to de-escalate circumstances? Well, no. Okay, so what would you give up for ICE and the military to go away? Or ICE to stop trying to harass and kidnap people and traffic them in broad daylight? Well, I shouldn't have to give up anything. They just shouldn't be doing that. Okay, then. That's not how that works. You have an invading force. Somebody is invading you, and you want them to leave. They're not going to leave without either A, accomplishing their mission, or B, getting something to leave that outweighs the mission. So what are you going to give Trump and ICE and the military so that they leave Chicago, Portland, Los Angeles, New York City, North Carolina? What are you, as an American, going to give them? More of your freedoms? More of your privacy? More of your hard-earned income and wages? Not dissenting that your cost of living is going up? Are you going to give up more of your healthcare and more of your education? Because that's happening too, whether or not you're agreeing with it. Again, an occupying invading force will continue to take until defeated or resisted, sufficiently to where it is no longer feasible or profitable to pursue those things. And this reporter had the audacity to ask a Ukrainian citizen, what are you willing to give up for peace? Fuck you. I'm not willing to give up shit for peace. I will fight to the death then. If you're telling me to give up a single solitary speck of dust for peace, when I didn't instigate shit, then I will fight you until my last breath. And that's what you're causing here. That's what all of this propagandizing causes. Is more stratification, more division, more extreme rhetoric. Standing your ground. It's unacceptable. It is unconscionable to ask anyone in a war zone, especially an invaded people, what would they give up for peace? They should. That is never an acceptable question to ask, ever. What are the Palestinians? Are you going to ask the Palestinians what are they willing to give up for peace? Because quite frankly, it'll never be enough for Zionists. It'll never be enough for Israel. It'll never be enough for the IDF or Netanyahu. They want Palestinians, all of them, dead. There is no peace. There is no peace that will satisfy them without complete and utter eradication. Sure, that's not the case here in Russia with Ukraine. But Russia wants its pound of flesh. And do they deserve it? I'm going to argue no. Because with the whole Nazi thing, they should have argued more in the United Nations. They should have empowered the ICC. There should have been something to hold America accountable and the CIA accountable, right? There should have been, I don't know, something to hold Ukrainian politicians accountable for allowing it to happen, right? The Ukrainian government should have put a kibosh on it outright, but they didn't, right? Diplomacy failed, right? That's why now there's guns and the military involved. There is never a price worth paying for peace, especially if you are the defender. Because the ultimate price to pay is your identity and your life. And up to and including that is what your attacker can ask for. And if you give in, it's only a matter of time until that happens again. Whether it's the American CIA causing more strife to force Russia to come back in, to rewrite the maps or whatever else, something down the line will happen. You got to stand your ground. But you can never, ever ask, what are you willing to give up? Because ask that question to yourself, you piece of shit. And if you have a ready answer, then you are a fucking coward and a traitor to yourself, your country, and your cause.